Here we are again. Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie, and I'm from my back porch, and I am appearing live on Amy Howard at Home to do a fun finish. So I am just going to wait just a little bit to see who all gets started, and we will start from there. So, you got anything? Hang on, I'm going to check my computer because I want to be able to see what's happening. Here we are, right there. Share. Share now. Hello. Hello, Alex and Mary. Okay. We are going to get this going. So I've got a friend here that is going to read any comments that we have, and we'll go from there. So today we are learning how to make a timeless treasure or turn it into elegance in your home, and it's something that's easy, and I'm going to show you step by step how to do it. It is a process that took me probably 2 or 3 days just because I wanted things to dry as I was working on them, but I have already got all these steps all lined up here and we're ready to go. So this is the finish I'm going to show you. This is a finished piece right here. So I put a little gold on there because I absolutely love this teal color. And I'm going to show you how to do this. You see the crackle in there? We're going to do some crackle, and there's a little bit more.
Well, I was for a minute. We have Mary Margaret.
It says go okay, I think you can see what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so this, and if you were working with a piece of furniture, you'd want to use the clean slate. And if you were to use the clean slate, you just get paper towel and you put a little of this clean slate on the paper towel and boom, it cleans your piece. It gets all the grease and nasty stuff. But since I'm starting with a plain piece of wood, we don't have to do that. So the first step that I'm going to do is we're going to use Amy Howard's gel stain in Auburn Mahogany. And I just really like this color. So we're going to whip this out and we are going to stain this piece of wood. Now this is water-based stain. So by the way, my hands are going to get filthy dirty and I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. I've got it on, but I am not going to leave it this dark. I'm going to get a piece of my paper towel here. Excellent, Michelle. I'm glad you like this color. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You put on the stain, but then you want to rub it off, wipe it off. You don't want it super thick. Now you can use this stain. Ugh, look at all this. I'm so messy. Okay, so here is my stained piece. Now, normally you'd want to wait a couple hours for this piece to dry, and I could pull out my little hair dry thing. I already have a piece already done. Is we're going to use cracked patina. This stuff is great. There's all kinds of uses for it, but and this is my old cup, so it's kind of sticky. But you can add a little water to it if you want. It's pretty thick stuff. I don't, there we go. Poured out more than what I needed. But if you'll notice, it kind of looks like caramel. But what we're going to do.
Linda says, hi, so good to see you teaching for Amy Howard.
What?
Linda Heyman says, hi, so good to see you teaching for Amy Howard.
Hi, Linda. Okay, so this is my nasty brush because I used it yesterday. I'm sorry it's nasty. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we are going to paint it on this stained surface. Now, there's some places I want it on nice and thick. And there's other places that I want it thin. So when Amy teaches us how to do this, we're not supposed to just, ugh, I got something yucky on there. She teaches us not to go back and forward over it, but I like it to have that thick. Okay, so I don't know if you can see where I have it. I've got it fairly thick on there. And now you need to let this dry for probably 2 hours. It will always remain sticky. This is what we call the cream of an Oreo cookie. You had your stain, which was one part of the cookie. You've got this cracked patina, which is always going to go in the middle of two things. So we have our stain, and now we have this sticky piece that I am, yes, going to set it over here because I'm not going to sit here and wait. And I've also got this so I can get rid of that mess and throw it away. Ooh, I need a cup of water. I scored! I made it in the trash can. Okay, I'm going to get some water to put my brushes in because I don't want them to just sit and be dirty. So there we go. All right, so boom, there is my next step. And this already has the sticky. I painted it yesterday. So you don't have to like do 2 hours and immediately do it. So it's a little bit rough, but we're going to fix that later. Okay, so to get this finish is I'm going to use the one step, and it's this color right here. So I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Can you see everything? Okay, let me know where you guys are from, who's watching, where y'all are from. Let's see if we're all from all across the United States or not. Would love to find out. But okay, so we've opened this up, and this is so much fun to watch, okay? So I'm just going to put some paint on here. Now, one of the things to do is once you put it on, you don't go back over it. So
Michelle says she couldn't see the color.
Oh, I will show the color again in just a minute. Look how messy I am. Oh, okay. So now you guys watch this paint. And if you watch it, there we go. I'll shove that in my...
Design and Creation says hello from Memphis.
Memphis.
Armelda says hello from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in North Texas. Okay.
Anna in Parker, Colorado says, what area are you in, Julie?
Okay, I am going to... Do you see it's starting to dry? You see the crackle coming in here? I'm going to speed it up just a little because I want you to see all of this.
This is how we watch paint dry.
We're going to watch paint dry, yes. But this is
Rachel in North Texas.
This is fun paint drying. So the places where the crackle and the paint was thicker, we're going to have thicker cracks. And the places where it's thinner. Now, this is fun paint drying, y'all.
Melissa is in Asheville, North Carolina.
Hello, North Carolina, Melissa.
Shelly is in north of San Antonio, Bulverde.
Hey, Shelly from Texas. Woohoo!
Hold it closer to the camera so you can see the cracking.
Can you see it now? Look at that. Now, it's not completely dry, but it's cracked everywhere. Now, one of the things that you can do, and this is where it gets really messy, is before it's completely dry, you can go and get your fingers dirty, and you can just touch it a little bit, and this is going to give it a little bit more age, and it's going to show more of our wood through. So that's enough.
Mary says it's beautiful crackling.
Beautiful crackling. Yay. Okay, so I've already got one that's completely dry.
Michelle says, I thought you could only use cracked patina between one step, but so happy it works with the stain.
Oh, I like the stain because then the stain shows through. So you can use stain, you can use the paint that's already on a piece. So this is, whoops, this is done. And now we have our next piece, which I did the other day. And you see I have a real thick crackling here. I have some thin. So our next step is to close. Oh, and you guys wanted to see the paint. It's Bauhaus Buff. It's white right here. This is one of her most popular colors of one-step paint. Love this color. So next we're going to do milk paint.
And says, love the versatility.
Okay, so we're going to clean up that mess a little. So here's our piece, and here's the two colors we're going to use. We're going to do a little color mixing. This is Amalfi Coast, and you see that pretty blue? And this is putting on the Ritz, which is a nice green. I'm going to mix these two together. When you put green and blue together, you get teal. So,
Rachel says, I want to see the crackling.
you can't see the crackling, huh? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up these. I need my measuring cup. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. See, it's powder in here. I'm going to go in and I'm just going to get a tablespoon here. I'm going to put that in my cup. Now that's the Amalfi Coast. I think I'm going to get to go see that this fall. I don't know, not sure. We're going to go to Italy. Now I'm opening up the putting on the Ritz. Now I want to mix the powders together because the powder is essentially the color that it's going to turn out to be. So I mix my dry colors together before I add water. And there's my color that I'm going for right there. So then I have some water and I'm going to add pretty much a 1-to-1 ratio. So we put 2 tablespoons of paint in. We're going to put 2 tablespoons of water. So we're out here cooking, y'all. Okay. So I'm just going to mix this up nice and slow. I love the putting on the Ritz green color, but I really like this teal. So I'm going to stir this up. It works good to use warm water. Now, yesterday I mixed this up. We'll see. When you do milk paint, if you put it in the refrigerator the night of, see how it's still there. Oop, see, I make a mess when I do this. It's already basically blended, so I start stirring this up, that I mix that stuff in. I don't want, I'd like to have milk paint. Okay, see how nice that is? It's nice, runny, good color. This is the Toscana milk paint. This stuff is awesome. I love, 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 love milk paint. So we're going to use this one because this one has not yet prepared. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to throw this on. Normally I would use a nice bigger, I like to use the chip brushes. Okay, so I'm putting this on. And we just put it right over all the cracked patina, all that cracked paint. I'm going to leave it. if I mess with it too much, it's going to wet down my paint and cause me some problems. So here we go. We're going to watch paint dry again. Now, when this dries, it turns out a little bit light. See how it's got, it's darker, it's kind of pooled here, it's lighter here. It's going to dry with different, honestly, the colors are going to be really different on here. When I did it, I decided that it was too light, and I decided to do a second coat. So I dried it, or I let it dry, and then I came back and I did a second coat, and with the second coat, I got more of a color like this. So this is what we're starting with. Let me move these bags out of the way before I drop them. So this is, see how it's drying lighter here. I went back and did a second coat, and I got the darker color that I've got here. So instead of us sitting here watching paint dry, we're going to set this one to the side. And this is our last coat. So this is essentially our finish. Now, these little white markings here, as the, well, I'll show you. As the paint was drying, I took my paper towel and I kind of wadded it up random and just went in, and that way it's getting a little bit of a random look, and that brings out a little bit of the white. So you're bringing in more texture, more color. So this turned into this, voila. And here is that, so y'all can see that closer. This one doesn't have as much crackle. There's a little crackle there. But I love seeing the stain come out, the white come out. So then the next thing, this is essentially my finished color. Now, if you want to add something to it, one thing I think that looks really cute and really cool with this is to come back and do a gold transfer stencil. So what I have here, oh good, Michelle, I'm glad you got all this stuff. You have to try it today. So instead of using the whole, look at these. I love this. This is bees. Now I forget what this one's called. Here it is. This one is called Bee and Vine. So I kind of liked.
Rachel asked, do you have to seal milk paint?
Yes, you will have to seal milk paint, and I'll show you how. But I wanted to do this first. So I'm going to go in. Let's see. I'm just going to stick that in like so. And put that on. And this is right over our milk paint. Our milk paint is dried. And I'm going to use the gel art ink in gold. I think copper would be really pretty with this too. But I don't have copper, so we're going to use the gold. So I just squirt a little bit on here. That's even too much. And we're just going to go over this like here. And look at that. Isn't it gorgeous?
Can you reuse these stencils?
Absolutely. I usually will come back with a little water right after I've used it and wipe my stencil down with the gel ink. Sometimes it sticks to it, but you notice that I can just clean this down, and then it's reusable. I've already used this stencil, I don't know, several times, and I haven't even tried the bees yet. So I'm done with this. And so that left us with this here. So we still have a couple more steps to finish this out. But I think this already looks pretty stinking yummy, y'all. Y'all from Texas. Okay, so we're going to set this aside, and I have one that's dry, so you don't have to watch the ink dry. So this is the last 2 steps that we're going to do. I'm going to put away that. The last 2 steps are, oh, here they are. We're going to do our light and our dark wax. So I'm going to
process only work on wood.
No, you can use this process not just on wood, but on a piece of furniture. I am going to reveal to you a piece of furniture that I finished, and I actually went right over the surface. Here, let me show you. This is the piece that I painted. I went right over this surface of this piece with the with my gel stain. It just went right over this, so it gave me a nice, I didn't have to, but I went right over that and wanted to just have one even color that was underneath. So I did that on here.
You did on a laminated piece of
furniture. If you do it on a laminated piece of furniture, I would definitely sand it real well and clean it first. So the last 2 steps we're going to do, I need to find my paintbrushes. Where did I put them? Did I use them? Oh, here we go. I'm going to use these big brushes here. I love these for waxing.
Karen Teague says, love the layers.
Thank you, Karen. How are you doing? Okay, we're going to just get a little bit of this. Oh, let's get it going. Once you get it going, you can get a lot off of these things. There we go. Now, I don't want to go directly on here, so I'm going to offload just a little bit because I don't want big chunks on here. So I'm going to go on and wax this. And do you see how the color changes to an even darker, richer color? So we have got, now we have it here. So it's, I mean, look at that. You can barely see that I put any on. So we're going to let that come to tack just a little bit. So we're going to go back over. See how this dried? See how pretty that is with all the cracks, the white? And it's got, I mean, if you were going to go with just 1-step paint, you get one color. When you go with milk paint, any one of the colors, it's going to dry with this beautiful multicolor. This is richer, this is less, this is less. You can see the white through here. And even on this one, you know, you see the different colors here. You can tell that I painted it this way.
Pamela says, I missed the beginning. Will you do a replay?
Emily?
Pamela.
Once I'm done with the live, we will have it on the website or on the Facebook page, and you will be able to watch the entire thing. So just waiting a little bit for this to come to tack. The next and last step that I'm going to do on this is I'm going to go with our dark wax.
Michelle says it's like watercolor for furniture.
And I just need just a little, oops, see, look at these big chunks here. I don't want chunks. Those will go all over my piece. Let's see, we'll get rid of the chunks. Although I like these chunks, I can use them later. Okay, we're going to get just a little. I'm going to offload just a little because I need very little. You don't want a lot of dark wax. So I'm just going to start and I'm going to go around the edge because where am I touching it? I'm touching this on the edge. So think about your piece of furniture and where you touch it, like around the top of drawers, on the edges. And then if you want to, you can go back in and do just a little. Like I can darken that. So that just takes it and added just the right patina. And by waxing, I'm sealing my piece. Have a little hair there. So this is my finished example, my finished piece. There's another hair. I didn't de-hair those brushes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the steps one more time so you've got them. You want to clean your piece with clean slate. We started with step 1, gel stain auburn mahogany. Step 2, the inside of the cookie is cracked patina. Step 3, I have to be careful turning this sideways because I haven't put the lid on, is 1 step paint in Bauhaus Buff. Now you guys can use any colors you want, but this is to obtain this look that I've done. And then I did milk paint and putting on the Ritz and Amalfi Coast.
It says they're all upside down.
I'm sorry. And then I came back and I did this stencil with the gel art ink. You don't have to do this step, but if you want to give it a little pizzazz, you can. And then I came back with my light and my dark wax. So those were the steps that I took. Yes, I waited a couple days, between each so that I could I didn't want to sit and do a hair dryer on the entire piece. So here is my starting piece, and I'm getting ready to show you my finished piece. So let's come
Michelle
up here.
says Amy will list them later in the video.
Oh yeah. So here is my before. I bought this piece for $50, y'all. This is a nice solid wood piece of furniture. And see, it has these pretty designs on it. I was going to do that, but I decided I didn't want to. So hang tight. We're going to push the table back without spilling everything. And I'm going to take this camera and I have the piece right here. So we're going to reveal, drum roll, ta-da! Here is, okay, y'all, sorry, it's backwards. Here's the piece that I finished. So it has, if you look at it, it's got the crackle here. It's got the pretty colors. It has the curve. I put a little dark wax here because you would be touching the top of these drawers. Can you see that? Ugh. So this is the finished piece that I did, and I will be listing it for sale, but that was what my sample was. So I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for coming and joining me today. I do plan on doing a live. I believe it's every last Tuesday of the month. Next month, I'm going on a cruise, so I am trading with a friend, but usually it'll be the last Tuesday of the month. So thank you so much. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye.